Right now, I see a government-controlled drone. That's not a bird, that is a drone. You guys have to be awake now. That is a bird, actually a living creature? Oh, are you out of your mind? Are you a lunatic? Actually, maybe you are right. The birds are real. Wait, then why did you say that? Are you trying to be sarcastic? Yes, I'm trying to be sarcastic right now. Look at all those conspiracy theorists. They are ridiculous. And we are going to be ridiculous so you can understand how ridiculous this is. Exactly. Hello, my name is Leah, and today I'm going to talk about the research I've done for my anthropology class. And my research proposal was about people who believe that birds are not real. So, this whole birds are not real movement is not as it sounds like. Actually, BAR is the movement of Gen Z trying to humiliate people who believe whatever they found on the internet to be true. My research was done mainly online. I visited numerous websites such as Reddit, YouTube, and Discord. The main place where I hang out with people, interacted with people, was during Discord, an online chatting website. My main question in this research was about what's being so beneficial about believing that birds are not real. Are there any advantage I can get? Are there any truth that I can get if I believe that birds are not real? Before I get deep into my research, I want to talk about some biases I might have. When I first came up with this research proposal, I believed that every members believed that birds were government-controlled drones. This might have led to biases because I already know that the birds are real. This could also lead to me thinking that members of BAR were only a conspiracy theorist, not really, they weren't thinking straight, which could have negatively impacted the research by me not believing everything they say. I am also included in the Z generation, which makes up the majority of members of BAR. And because of that, I might just go with the flow and not question about their speeches. Since we share the same time period, we share the similar education, government, and sense of humor. So for example, if they make fun of our government, I will also laugh with them because that's the trend, that's the humor trend right now. Birds Are Not Real movement first started in the year 2017 by a college student named Peter McIndoe. He saw a women's march protest in Memphis, Tennessee, and thought it would be really funny if we stand there with a picket that says a really random quote, and he chose the quote, "The birds are not real." This is the start of Birds Are Not Real movement. He then started to upload fake documentaries in Facebook, which went really viral. The fake documentary contained paid actors disguised as a whistleblower from CIA. He also came up with fake designs of robotic birds to prove that birds were actually high-technology drones disguised perfectly as a bird. The viral fake documentary first spread to high schoolers, which New York Times quoted, "Teenagers understand it, they don't need footnotes." I also believe that what New York Times said was true. Teenagers love to make fun of things that's really obscure, and that doesn't make sense. There's a person I met in Discord. His name was Dictator. At first, when I tried to talk to him through direct message in Discord, he told me that he was the chosen one and claiming all the birds were all fake and they were all government-controlled drones. At first, I thought he was a true birds are not real activist, but later he told me that he just liked pranking people and loved to see people struggling to convince that the birds are real. This is a screenshot I took from the Discord chat "Birds Are Not Real." Here, the person I'm referring to is Dictator Raider, and his name is colored in blue. He quoted, "I collect this commissioned drones, or in layman's term, dead birds." And if you look at the bottom rows, there are two people trying to convince him that the birds are actually real. He told me that when he's acting like a real birds are not real activist, his goal is to spread feather gospel to masses to awaken them. But in real life, he was just a 22-year college student who loved pranking people and loved love to see people struggling to convince him that the birds were real. After I talked to Dictator Raider, I went to Reddit to search up for the subreddit called The Birds Are Not Real. So I'm here in Reddit and I really like this picture, so I brought it to my video. And if you look at the comment section, it says, "Men, this joke is going to live on for absolute years after the creator has long gone." Another comment says, "Your brain is not real." And another comment says, "That's because it was a prototype." The comments basically explain why the people are in the subreddit zone. As you can see from the tone of the comments, the people who are in subreddit knows that birds are real. They're only in subreddit so that they could communicate people with similar sense of humor, which is being sarcastic. By looking at the examples I showed you, we can get the hang of why people join Birds Are Not Real movement. Their main objective is to prank and practice sarcasm. People like Dictator Raider joined the bar movement because he wanted to prank people for his leisure, for his fun time. And people in subreddit zone want to practice sarcasm because we are admired to be sarcastic. My generation view people who are sarcastic to be cool and humorous, so people in bar Reddit zones are there to practice the method of sarcasm. One interesting phenomenon I found in this field is that giving evidence that birds are real was considered as taboo. Just like how Edmund Leach claimed that taboo is the distinction of a category, aka chain of concept. The reason why people are joining Birds Are Not Real movement is to play this imaginary role of prankster or practice sarcasm. But if somebody becomes a deal breaker by shoving truth on their faces, they get consequences such as being ignored for a few minutes or taken right to chat for a few minutes. Although the start of Birds Are Not Real movement was done by a young college student, now there are thousands of people who join Birds Are Not Real movement. Their goal is to spread how ridiculously easy to convince the mass media through fake information. They wanted to show this ridiculousness through ironically joining the conspiracy theory just like one of them. However, this is just Generation Z trying to be sarcastic and to be funny. Mainly, the people who joined this movement was people in my age, so the Z generation. Because my generation, people believed that being sarcastic would help them gain popularity. More and more people come to subreddit zone and practice their sarcasm towards ignorant conspiracy theorists. Thank you for listening to my short video. Birds Are Not Real movement first started in the year 2027. My main question in this research was about what's being so beneficial about finding out which also could lead to me oh my gosh, this is so bad.